Square.
Content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome to Age Well Together, proudly presented by Sunscape Boca Raton. Step into a world of care, connection, and cherished moments. We invite you and your loved ones to embark on a journey where each show is crafted with comfort, compassion, and exceptional care. Join the conversation that enhances the richness of this new chapter in life. For more information, contact Sunscape Boca at 561-680-3600 and let us help you embrace the beauty of aging well together.
Good evening. I'm Lori Rolat. I'm the Director of Community Relations at Sunscape of Boca Raton. Sunscape of Boca Raton is the new assisted and memory care community that opened up last year on Boca Ria Road. I also would like to announce that we are hosting our second annual art show, sponsored by the Brooklyn Cafe and hosted by Sunscape. The second annual art show will host all the local artists. Tickets are $25, and all the proceeds go to the Walk to End Alzheimer's. This year, it will be at the South County Amphitheater on Sunday, November 10th. I'd like to introduce my guests, Pat and Tia from Trustbridge Hospice. Trustbridge. Pat is with Trustbridge, Hospice by the Sea, and Hospice of Palm Beach and Broward counties. Pat has been working for the organization in many different capacities for over 16 years. She now serves in community outreach and has served as business representative for the community of John Knox Village. Her lifelong working experience has been in broadcasting, having founded the local PBS television and NPR radio station, and going on to work at WPEC TV 12, a CBS affiliate. Pat also hosted many diverse television programs over the years, and has produced videos as well. Pat has no two-legged children, but is most proud of her retired AKC Grand Champion long-haired standard dachshunds. Tia Vega is here as well, and Tia has been with Trustbridge for almost a year. Tia has been working in the senior healthcare industry for over 25 years in various positions. She currently holds the title of Facility Liaison for all Boca Raton senior living facilities. Tia has dedicated her career to dignity and compassion of our seniors and the disabled. Tia is the proud mother of 2 adult sons, one of which has followed her passion for seniors and has been in the same industry for the last 9 years. Welcome, Pat and Tia.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
So can you describe hospice and its services?
Sure. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Lori, and Sunscape for having both of us on tonight. We do appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Trustbridge is actually the combination of 2 organizations that have been around for over 48 years. It's just easier with one word for people to remember. Nothing's changed. We still operate on the same 2 licenses, Hospice by the Sea and Hospice of Palm Beach and Broward County. So nothing's changed. We are non-for-profit. And as a not-for-profit organization, we are able to provide many services that usually are provided through hospice care. But in addition to that, we have a very well-endowed foundation that has been supported throughout all of these years by family members and friends. And as a result of that, with our foundation, we're able to provide a lot of additional services that we can tell you about.
So is that how it's funded, through the foundation, or are there other areas?
The way we get our funding is very simple. Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, private pay, and if you're living under a bridge, we'll take care of you. Because of our foundation, we're able to also provide services to the uninsured. And we're very proud of being able to do that, and we thank all the people that have supported us through the years. In addition to that, our foundation sponsors a camp for children that's been in the making about 18 years. And we also provide bereavement services, music therapy, pet therapy, and many other services.
So I believe you're talking about Camp Good Grief, yes?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. That is provided to children now throughout Palm Beach and Broward County, all children, not just those who have suffered a loss at hospice care, but all children who have experienced some sort of loss. What happens is usually, even though I don't have children, when there is a loss in the family, the children are usually kind of out of the picture. There's so much that the family members are going through that they're very happy when the child has to go back to school because it's one less thing to deal with, frankly. Right. But the child gets back to school and they have friends and who don't really understand what they're going through. So they become isolated. Their grades usually suffer a great deal, and they don't really have anybody to talk to about what they're going through. So the camp provides one-on-one counseling and has all sorts of games that are related to counseling and opportunities for them to meet other children that, oh, you lost your father. Well, I lost my father. Now we have something in common that we can talk about.
Is the Camp Good Grief for children that have lost immediate family, or is it just a loss in the family
Just
itself?
a loss in the family. It could be aunt, uncle, grandparent, sister, brother, and we serve everybody. But we can now provide that services to all children in Palm Beach and Broward County. So we try to make sure that the school districts know that.
I mean, that's absolutely wonderful. Is the camp during certain times of the year, or is this a year-round program?
No, it's certain times of the year. We have moved it based on weather sometimes. Of course, COVID got in the way. That didn't help. But we provide transportation out to the campsite, which is off of 441 area, northwest. And it provides a lot of services for the kids to not only enjoy, but other fun things. Campgrounds, water, canoe riding, other things like that.
And that's all funded by the foundation?
It is, and there's no cost whatsoever.
Oh my God, that's absolutely wonderful, and must be such a relief to both the families and to the children that have somebody to relate to.
It is. It's funny, a couple of years ago I ran into a woman who was 28 years old, and she told me all about how much the camp meant to her when she went, when she was 13 years old. Wow. And had lost her parents. And she said she doesn't know what she would have done had she not gotten the counseling necessary at the camp.
And
so
that's
that was a
absolutely
wonderful opportunity to meet somebody like that.
And so tell me more then about the other bereavement services Trustbridge offers.
Sure, I'll let Tia tell you about that.
Well, so our bereavement, we do have bereavement up to 1 year after a patient passes. Oh, I'm sorry. And is it 13 months or 12 months?
13 months, because you know when someone meets that 1 year mark, it's always a very difficult hump to not get over, but get through. Mm-hmm. So we always provide bereavement counseling services for free for 13 months.
And they don't have to have had been a patient of Trustbridge.
What does that mean?
So if anybody has suffered a loss, even though their loved one was not on Trustbridge services, they can contact our bereavement unit.
How would anybody know about that?
We're educating them now. and Pat does a wonderful job in the community as a community resource.
We go to health fairs. I do speaking engagements. We have every opportunity that we possibly can, plus our website, trustbridge.com, for people to go online and find out about careers that we have available, our volunteer department, and all the volunteer services that we offer that are free, that we offer to our patients and families. And they can find out about Camp Good Grief and the bereavement counseling services.
That's absolutely wonderful. I mean, what a beautiful program to have. How many people do you serve, and what are the actual services that you offer? I know I had a personal experience recently, but I know about it because I was in the industry. But for people that don't, what are these services that you do offer?
Well, just to give you an idea of the expanse of people that we take care of, yesterday we took care of 1,867 patients.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, one
in
day.
both Broward and Palm Beach?
Okay.
In one day?
Yep.
That's a lot.
24/7. So we have been providing a lot of care to a lot of people for a long time, thank goodness. And those services are numerous. Most people don't realize they hear the H word, and that's,
It's a
they
bad
don't
word.
want to hear it. It means the end.
It's not, it's a
And
good
it
word.
doesn't necessarily mean that for people. Sometimes they get better. Sometimes they've been on our care for a few years. I mean, a big example right now without dating this program is Jimmy Carter's been in hospice service care for 9 months. So a lot of people don't necessarily have to think about it as it's the end, I'm giving up. We try to give quality of life for the rest of your life. And those services include, do you want to go over some of
Sure.
those?
They include nursing care, a physician, our music therapy, a chaplain. We also have respite care, and we have our inpatient services as
Social
well.
services?
Tell me
Social
more about the
services.
respite care. That's something that I haven't heard about.
So respite care, the family is obligated, well, not obligated, but they can have up to 5 days a month on respite care. So if they want to take a brief break, if they have to go on vacation, they can use our services, bring their loved ones into one of our inpatient units for 5 days.
Is it only inpatient, or can it be somebody coming to their own home to do the respite?
It would have to be inpatient, yes.
Okay, and that's all covered?
That is covered under hospice care.
And who would provide, I mean, you provide everything then for that patient? And what
Everything.
about transportation to and from?
So, yes, transportation would also be covered. And sometimes if they're not close to one of our inpatient units, which we have several throughout the county, they could also do a respite contract through a local skilled nursing facility or rehab facility.
So let's talk about your inpatient centers, because I don't
Okay.
know if a lot of people understand what that is or what it is that you provide or what they look like. Again, I had a personal experience, unfortunately, recently, and it was it was clean and comfortable, and everybody there was caring. But can you tell me more about where that came from, the thought of the
With those that they love, or their pets, or their children, or their friends and neighbors. But if they need help at an inpatient unit, of which we have several throughout Palm Beach and Broward County, they can go to an inpatient unit, and it's 24/7. It's just like they are in a hospital. They have 24/7 coverage, but it's, I want to say, nicer than a hospital setting. You're not sitting in a bed looking up at the lights and
And it
hearing the
definitely is.
blinking noises and everything else. It's a very comfortable setting, and all of our inpatient units are really lovely places. They look like a hotel. So people are able to go there, and sometimes it's just for stabilization. If their illness that they're experiencing needs to be stabilized in some way, and once we are able to stabilize them, the goal of hospice care is to send them home to their home-like setting.
What is the difference between that and palliative care? Is that something that Trustbridge provides also?
So I can explain it this way. All hospice is palliative, but not all palliative is hospice. Yeah. So the difference would be a terminal diagnosis of 6 months or less. Palliative is curative, but with comfort. So they are still seeking those curative treatments, as to where hospice is not. It is a comfort measure.
I see.
And so Medicare does not cover palliative services. However, there are some insurances that are seeing the importance of it. And we are contracted with, I believe, there's one Humana plan in Palm Beach County. And then I think we have 2 insurances down in Broward. One is doing a pediatric unit. And we are slowly building that service. But again, it's not covered under Medicare services.
Okay.
So if it's a Medicare HMO or a straight Medicare, then there's no services.
Well, thank you for that information.
welcome.
And we will be right back with Tia and Pat with Trustbridge Hospice. I'm Lori Rolat at Sunscape of Boca Raton.
Discover a vibrant oasis where comfort meets exceptional care. Whether you're seeking assisted living or memory care, our dedicated team is here to provide compassionate support and enriching experience for you or your loved ones. Join our Sunscape family and experience a new chapter of life filled with care, connection, and cherished moments. Schedule a tour today to see our beautifully designed community and learn more about how we can tailor our services to meet your needs. Your new adventure awaits at Sunscape Boca Raton. We're easy to reach and eager to answer any questions you may have about your future at Sunscape. Please call us at 561-680-3600 to make an appointment in person or virtually through FaceTime, Zoom, or Skype. We are located at 22501 Boca Rio Road and hope you'll be as excited as we are to see every side of you shine at Sunscape.
Journey toward a healthier and more enriching life. Stay tuned and let's age well together. For more details, contact Sunscape Boca at 561-680-3600 or sunscapebocaraton.com. And now back to the show.
Welcome back to Age Well Together. I'm Lori Rolat. I'm the Director of Community Relations at Sunscape of Boca Raton. Sunscape of Boca Raton is the new assisted and memory care community that opened up last year in Boca Rio Road. For more information and to schedule a tour, you can call 561-680-3600 or go to our website at sunscapebocaraton.com. My guests tonight are Pat and Tia from Trustbridge Hospice, and we were just learning about some of the services, but what are some of the misunderstandings when somebody hears the word hospice?
They think it's imminent death. It's coming tomorrow. And actually, it's probably one of the not best times to put your loved one on hospice. We always suggest putting them on at least 6 months in advance, because then they can really benefit the hospice services and the comfort measures, and not waiting until that very last minute to make them comfortable.
How does somebody know prior, about 6 months out, whether that service is needed?
They can talk that over with their physician. They can also call Trustbridge, and we can explain different options for them as well.
We can provide an assessment and actually go to the home and talk to them or work with their physician in introducing the idea of hospice care. Most people, I cannot tell you how many family members come up to me at a health fair or in another setting and will usually say, I only wish we knew sooner. I feel like I could repeat that statement. I can't tell you how many times. I only wish we knew a lot sooner that you provide all these services for free. A gentleman once in West Palm Beach, I'll never forget, he sat down at a circle group that we were doing to talk about hospice care, and he was almost in tears because he had been taking care of his wife by himself for quite some time. And she needed a lot of care. She was getting weaker and weaker, and there were a lot of personal services that he was trying to help her with. And he didn't realize that we will provide the bed pads. We will bring in the commode to put next to the bed. We will bring in the wheelchair. We even supply a Hoyer lift. So people don't need to go out and buy this. They don't need to go get a hospital bed to make themselves comfortable. We can set it up. Our employees are wonderful, and they're so caring. They help to move the furniture around a bit if the person needs to be in a living room or a dining room or closer to certain amenities. We can make the house comfortable for them to live in their own home, but yet the family members get a load taken off of them because they've been trying to do this. And most caregivers, most people don't know this, but 64% of caregivers in the United States are now dying before the person that they're taking care of.
That's terrible.
And the good thing with Trustbridge, we also provide medication. And we are the only hospice in Palm Beach County that owns our own durable medical equipment company and our own pharmacy. So we don't vendor out, is our employees, it's our DME and our pharmacy.
We have warehouses in West Palm Beach and a very large warehouse in Broward. So we're able to get the equipment needed to the home
Quickly as possible.
quickly. If they're leaving the hospital and going home, we can get all of the necessary equipment there and set it up and make it comfortable for the family members to bring the patient home.
And that must be such a relief because then they can just concentrate on being there and not
Right.
worry about everything
We provide
else.
supplies, we provide depends, and all these things that people pay money for, we're able to bring and to deliver. Our pharmacy delivers.
Tell me more how people can find Trustbridge right now. Is there a phone number, a website?
They can go to trustbridge.com, and there's a range of services up there on the top, and then they can click on what. So if it's bereavement, if it's services, if it's a new admission, they can go to our website.
And what about volunteering opportunities?
There are some wonderful volunteer opportunities, and sometimes people come up to me and they say, I really don't want to have anything to do with the patients. I can't handle that. That's fine. We have calls that we make every Thursday. We call them tuck-in calls. And every patient is called, or family member, to find out what medications or what needs they might have for over the weekend. So our volunteers make that phone call. Our volunteers help with putting the care packages together for the nurses to bring to the home when we are doing admissions, and that has all of the information for the patients and the families so that any questions they have are in the care packages, the patient care handbooks. And the volunteers also do unusual things that you might think are unusual. I don't, but if you're weak enough that you can't take your pet out for a walk anymore, we have volunteers that go and walk your dog for you so
Oh my
that you won't
goodness.
have to lose your dog. So we have lots of different services like that. And of course, we mentioned before respite care. I have a neighbor of mine who provides respite care. She goes to Delray Medical Center because of what she went through with her husband 2 years ago when she lost him. And it meant a lot to her to be able to sit with the patients, whether they're resting or not. She brings a book with her. And at least that patient is, first of all, not alone, because there are a lot of patients that have no family here. They're up north, there's nobody here to be with them, or they have no family. There are other patients that the family members come to visit as often as they can, but it may not be very much. They're able to have a company in their room, and so our volunteers provide that kind of assistance, company.
What a wonderful service. And I want to thank you both for being my guests. This is Pat and Tia from Trustbridge Hospice Services. You can visit their site at trustbridge.com. I'm Lori Rolat. I'm the Director of Community Relations at Sunscape of Boca Raton. But I was just told that we have some more time. So I want to tell you a little bit more then about the Walk to End Alzheimer's, because we are one of the sponsors. And every year with the Boca Chamber, we host Boca Festival Days. And this is to raise money for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. We hosted our first annual art show in August that was provided by the artists that you see here at the Brooklyn Cafe. Well, we've decided to expand that, and we decided to do it twice a year. And we sell tickets, which are $25, to come on into Sunscape and see these artists, and you can actually buy their art, and you'll have a taste of Sunscape too, where you can eat and drink, and really get to see the community itself. And all the money raised goes to the Walk to End Alzheimer's. This year, the first kickoff is March 21st. It'll be from 5:30 to 7 at Sunscape of Boca Raton, which is at 22501 Boca Ria Road. You can go to sunscapeboca.com and you can get our code and learn how to buy tickets, which are $25. And we hope that you'll be able to join us. So once again, I want to thank Tia and Pat with Trustbridge. Thank you so much. Your services are just invaluable to the community and everybody. Again, I know that I had a personal experience, and it was the best and the worst of times. So thank you very much. And again, for more information about Sunscape, you can reach us at 561-680-3600. Good night.
Thank you for joining us today on Age Well Together, brought to you by Sunscape Boca Raton. We've delved into the essential topics that matter to families as their loved ones step into the next chapter of life within a secure, picturesque, and engaging living community. Take the next step towards a vibrant and fulfilling life. Until next time, stay tuned and age well together.